Welcome to Fairy Tales English Journey. Today we will explore a very famous story from ancient times. Have you ever wondered why the weather gets cold in winter and warm in spring? The ancient Greeks had a magical story to explain this. Let us discover the tale of Persephone and Hades together. Long ago, the world was always warm and green. Flowers bloomed every single day of the year. Trees were always full of delicious sweet fruit. The sky was always bright and sunny. This beautiful, endless summer was all thanks to a very powerful goddess named Demeter. She loved the earth. Demeter was the goddess of farming and nature. She made sure crops grew tall and strong. Everyone loved her because she provided plenty of food. She had a beautiful daughter named Persephone. Persephone was the joy of her mother. They spent all their time together walking through the bright green fields. Persephone was known as the goddess of spring. Everywhere she walked, beautiful, colorful flowers would grow from the dirt. She had bright, joyful eyes and a very kind heart. She loved listening to the birds sing. All the animals in the forest loved to follow her as she played outside. Down below the bright sunny earth, there was a very different place. It was the Underworld. This place was completely dark and very quiet. The ruler of this hidden land was a powerful god named Hades. Hades lived all alone in a giant palace made of dark black stone. Hades was a very lonely god. He rarely left his dark underground kingdom. He did not have any friends to talk to. The other gods did not like to visit him. They preferred the bright sunshine above. Hades spent his days walking through silent, empty halls wishing for some company. One day, Hades decided to visit the surface of the earth. He rode in a dark chariot pulled by strong black horses. As he looked around the bright world, he saw a beautiful girl. It was Persephone. She was picking bright yellow flowers in a large open green meadow. Hades was amazed by her beauty and her joyful smile. He watched her laugh as she played with the little birds. In that moment, he decided he wanted her to be his wife. He wanted her to bring light and happiness to his dark and lonely underground palace forever. Hades knew that Demeter would never let her daughter live in the dark underworld. Demeter loved Persephone too much to let her go. So Hades decided to ask his brother Zeus for help. Zeus was the king of all the gods. He ruled over everyone from his high mountain home. Zeus thought about the problem. He knew Hades was very lonely and needed a queen. He also knew Demeter would be very angry. But Zeus decided to give Hades permission to take Persephone. He did not tell Demeter about this secret plan. This decision would cause a lot of trouble. The next day, Persephone was playing in the meadow again. She wandered far away from her mother to find the most beautiful flowers. Suddenly, the ground began to shake very hard. A giant crack opened up in the dirt right in front of her. She was very surprised and scared. Out of the giant crack came Hades in his dark chariot. Before Persephone could run away, he grabbed her. He pulled her into the chariot with him. The dark horses ran back down into the deep earth. The ground closed up tightly behind them, leaving no trace at all. Persephone cried out for her mother, but it was too late. She was trapped in the dark underworld. Hades tried to comfort her. He offered her beautiful shiny jewels and rich golden crowns. He told her she would be the powerful queen of his entire massive hidden underground kingdom. But Persephone did not want jewels or gold. She only wanted the warm sunshine and her loving mother. She refused to eat anything or drink anything. She sat in the dark stone palace and cried all day long. The underworld felt too cold and too sad for the spring goddess. Up on the earth, Demeter heard her daughter scream. She ran to the meadow as fast as she could, but Persephone was completely gone. Demeter searched everywhere. She looked behind every tree and under every rock. She asked the birds in the river if they had seen her beautiful child. No one could tell Demeter where Persephone went. For many days and many nights, she walked across the world. She carried a bright, flaming torch to look in the dark corners. She did not sleep, and she did not eat. Her heart was completely broken into many tiny, sad pieces. Because Demeter was so sad, she stopped doing her job. She forgot to care for the plants and the trees. The green grass turned brown and dry. The beautiful, colorful flowers stopped blooming. The leaves fell off all the tall trees. The whole world became very cold and very dark. This was the very first winter the world had ever seen. The humans were very cold and very hungry. No food would grow in the frozen dirt. The animals could not find any green leaves to eat. Everyone begged the gods for help. They needed the warm summer to return. Finally, the sun god told Demeter the truth. He saw everything from high up in the bright sky. He told her that Hades took Persephone down to the underworld. He also told her that Zeus had allowed it to happen. Demeter became extremely angry with the king of the gods. Demeter went to Zeus and demanded her daughter back. She told him that nothing would ever grow on the earth again until Persephone returned. The humans would have no food at all. Zeus realized he had made a terrible mistake. He had to fix this huge problem right away. Zeus sent his fast messenger god to the underworld. The messenger told Hades that he must let Persephone go back home. If he refused, the whole world would die from hunger. Hades was very sad to hear this news. He really loved Persephone and wanted her to stay with him. Hades knew he had to obey the king of the gods, but he was very clever. Before Persephone left, he offered her a small red fruit. It was a sweet, juicy pomegranate. He told her to eat it so she would not be hungry on her long journey back home. Persephone was so excited to leave the dark underworld. She forgot the ancient rule of the gods. If you eat food from the underworld, you can never fully leave it. She took the red pomegranate and ate 6 small sweet seeds. She did not know this would change everything forever. The messenger god took Persephone back up to the bright surface. Demeter was waiting in the dry brown meadow. When she saw her beautiful daughter, she ran to hug her. They cried tears of pure joy. In that exact moment, the whole world began to get warm and green again. The brown grass turned into bright green fields. The trees grew fresh new leaves. Beautiful, colorful flowers popped out of the warm dirt. The birds started to sing their happy songs once more. The humans rejoiced because the endless cold winter was finally over. Spring had officially returned to Earth. Demeter asked Persephone if she had eaten anything while she was down below. Persephone told her about the 6 small red pomegranate seeds. Demeter started to cry again. She knew the ancient magic rules. Because Persephone ate those 6 tiny seeds, she still belonged to the dark underground world. Zeus had to make a new plan to keep everyone happy. He decided that Persephone would spend 6 months of the year in the underworld with Hades. This was 1 month for every single seed she ate. The other 6 months she would live on the earth with her mother. Hades agreed to this new plan. He was glad he did not lose his beautiful queen completely. Demeter also agreed because she had no other choice. She was just happy she could see her daughter again. Persephone became the queen of the underworld and the goddess of the spring. This agreement created the 4 different seasons we know today. When Persephone comes back to the earth, Demeter is very happy. The weather gets warm and the flowers bloom. This happy time is called spring and summer. The whole world is full of bright light and fresh green growing life. During these warm, happy months, Persephone walks through the green forests. She helps the plants grow tall and strong. She brings joy to all the animals and the humans. Hades waits patiently in his dark palace. He knows his lovely queen will return to him when the time is right. But when the 6 months are over, Persephone must say goodbye. She must travel back down into the dark underworld to sit beside her husband. When she leaves, Demeter becomes very sad again. The warm weather starts to get chilly. The green leaves turn orange and red and fall down. This sad time of the year is called autumn. The plants stop growing and the animals prepare for the cold. Then the winter arrives. The world becomes dark and frozen because Demeter is crying for her absent daughter. She refuses to let anything grow until her lovely child comes back. Down in the underworld, Persephone sits on her dark throne. She wears a beautiful crown made of dark silver and shiny black stones. She brings a little bit of soft light to the sad, empty halls. Hades is very happy when she is there. He treats her with great respect. Persephone is a very kind and fair queen to the spirits below. She listens to their sad stories and offers them gentle comfort. She learns to care for her quiet kingdom. Even though she misses the bright sun, she knows she has an important job to do down there. When the dark winter months finally end, the cycle begins all over again. Persephone leaves the underworld and travels up to the bright sunshine. Demeter feels happy and makes the earth warm and green. The sweet flowers bloom and the fresh crops grow tall. The beautiful spring is born again. This story of Persephone and Hades is very old and very famous. The ancient people used it to understand how the world works. They did not have modern science to explain the changing weather. So they created this beautiful magical tale about a mother and her lost child instead. The story teaches us many important lessons. It shows us the powerful bond between a mother and her daughter. Demeter loved Persephone so much she was willing to destroy the whole world to get her back. Her deep, powerful love is what brings the warm, life-saving spring every year. It also teaches us about balance in the natural world. We cannot have the bright, warm summer without the dark, cold winter. The earth needs time to rest and sleep under the snow. The dark times are necessary so the bright times can feel special and new and full of life. The marriage of Persephone and Hades is very controversial. Hades took her away without asking her permission. This was a very common theme in ancient stories. But over time, Persephone learns to accept her new role. She finds her own power in the Dark Kingdom and becomes a strong queen. Persephone lives in two completely different worlds. She is a bright, joyful girl in the warm sunshine, but she is also a wise, serious queen in the dark shadows. She shows us that we can adapt to difficult changes. We can find strength inside ourselves no matter where we are. The pomegranate is a very important symbol in this magical story. It represents a promise that cannot be broken. Because she ate the red seeds, she is forever connected to the underworld. It shows how one small choice can change the entire direction of your life in a major way. When you eat a juicy pomegranate today, you can think of Persephone. You can remember the beautiful goddess who brings the spring. You can imagine the dark king who waits for her in the shadows. The ancient magic still lives on in the sweet red fruit we eat right now. Learning English through these old fairy tales is very fun and helpful. You learn new words to describe nature and feelings. Words like meadow and chariot and underworld are great to know. You also learn how to tell a clear story with a beginning and a middle and an end. Practice reading this amazing story out loud to improve your speaking skills. Pay close attention to how the feelings change. Demeter goes from happy to sad to angry to joyful. Using different tones of voice will make your English sound much more natural and very expressive to native speakers. You can also try to rewrite this ancient story in your own words. Imagine what Persephone felt when she saw the giant crack in the ground. Write a short letter from Demeter to her missing daughter. These creative writing exercises will help you remember the new vocabulary words much better. The ancient Greeks believed that the gods controlled everything in nature. Today, we know that the earth spins around the sun to create the seasons. But the magical story of Persephone is still beautiful to read. It connects us to the ancient people who looked up at the exact same sky. We hope you enjoyed learning about the origin of the four seasons today. The story of Persephone and Hades is a perfect example of a classic myth. It has magic and drama and a very happy reunion. It is a great tale to share with your friends and your family. If you liked this magical story, please remember to like this video. You can subscribe to Fairy Tales English Journey for more amazing stories. We love sharing these classic tales to help you learn English. Every week, we explore a brand new story from a different part of the world. Leave a comment below and tell us what your favorite season is. Do you like the warm, bright summer or the cool, quiet winter? Have you ever tried eating a sweet red pomegranate? We love reading all of your wonderful comments and practicing our English reading and writing skills together. Thank you so much for watching and learning with us today. Keep practicing your English every single day. Read more books and listen to more stories. We will see you next time for another exciting adventure on Fairy Tales English Journey. Have a wonderful and magical day until then.